Wow, this has been really tough. Let me try and see what to do. Um, okay, I hope we are. Okay, I don't know if we are really live, guys. Trying to see. Uh, okay. So, all right. Yeah, I think we are now live. Let me first share this. All right, I hope we are there. Let me just use a few minutes. I share this, then we can conclude and finish this very, very soon. Okay, so I may not wait for people to join. I may just continue, then we shall kick it off from there. Yes, those who watched the previous video, I think we left off at a good point before people started calling me to disrupt my connection. I was talking about budgeting, about the solutions of how it would actually happen, and our actors get to receive better payments or money that could make them better. Is when we have budgets that are planned, well planned, and there is a fund or an investor onto that project, it's easy for everybody on that film to be paid fully as a person. You get. It's only harder for it's never gonna work if it's a producer who gets his own money and puts onto the project, because no one is gonna be in their own mind to come and invest in 100 million from their own pockets. You get. But an investor who has more value to gain from the project is going to be able to gain more. I would say, like, to gain more money or to gain more mileage from the actual film, like how I discussed in the previous video. So you can find recently I saw a post about Apple giving Martin Scorsese $200 million to make a movie. So imagine the founder, let me say Airtel gives you 100 million as a fund or investment to make the movie, because they expect some sort of mileage from your film in one or another. So when they pay you that money, you're going to put that money onto your budget. You get. So at the end of the day, you're going to end up paying everybody, because if you come with your budget is 50 million shillings and it pays everyone well, and you have a funder who can give you that money, or 5 funders who can put that money together and you will get it, you're going to be able to pay your actors, to pay everyone you're working with. But if it's just from your own pockets, it's going to be hard. Yes. But there is another option too. Still, someone may not actually have all the money or the funder or whatever it is, and people do the project on a hope of being paid from the returns. But the biggest problem with the returns is that there will not be as much still to pay people that good payment. Again. So solution one is working with investors, funders that can raise enough budget to be able to pay these different people, I would say. If you can be able to have money that can pay that can pay everyone you're working with, everyone's going to be happy. Okay. Option number two, we have to literally work on our marketing thing, and of course distribution. It's a very big thing. I'm going to talk about distribution after discussing about this, but we have to work on our distribution so much, because if we can't be sure of the money that's going to be coming in, even the actors, even if they work for you, you're not going to develop them that much. It's going to be more of they help you to make the film, or they make the film with you as a producer, and they end up not earning, because it's literally rare to find a movie that has literally earned back all the money that was invested here in Uganda, all the money that is actually it is worth. Someone can actually invest in 2 million to make the movie because he has not paid people, and makes back 4 million, and they will jubilate saying they have literally made money, but in the real sense they have not made any money. Okay, they have not paid for the things that they have to pay for in actual sense. So we literally have to revise more of the distribution side. And the problem is this: when a filmmaker is making a budget, sometimes they forget that they have to budget for pre-production, production, and post-production. So, and then marketing at the end of the day. We've seen movies from the other side that are done at certain budgets, and then their marketing budget is actually more than the production budget, and then they make back lots of money. You get. I believe just like how these music concerts and events make billions of shillings, still, or hundreds of millions of shillings, still film can do the same. But the problem is we do not invest money into the marketing. And yet the marketing, money and time, and yet the marketing is what is going to bring you the audience. You get. So if you don't have the audience that you literally need, you're going to end up not making anything at the end of the day. So my thought is more to the marketing side. If you have a fund and you made your budget very exhaustively, and it has the marketing plan on it, and the breakdown of how you're going to make that money back, it's going to be literally easier. You get. as opposed to you just making a movie for fun. You get. So why aren't people getting paid so well? Is because the producers have not yet turned this into a full business thing. That you make a movie and you don't even know where you're going to sell it at the end of the day. So you make your movie and you end up looking at yourself. You're like, who is going to buy this? Because you didn't plan earlier how you're going to make the money back. Okay. I don't know if there is a film that has been done and has earned back the worth of what was invested in terms of manpower and the resources that were put together, besides the equipment that is always paid for or paid, for when people are doing. So that's what I'm thinking. So if we can't attract the investors, then we have to work so much on our distribution, because even if you promise an actor that I'm going to pay you 2 million shillings when the movie has sold and you don't even sell 2 million shillings, it's going to be hard for you to pay back that one actor. Now imagine you have 10 actors to pay. Okay. Yet I believe a film can end up paying more to, a film can end up paying more to someone if it is well exhausted. Okay. So me, that's what I see. Exhaustion of this film is what literally we need to look at. And I believe almost every problem is always ending up into 2 points: the marketing and distribution side and the planning, when the project is going to be made at the end of the day. So these two are our weakest part. Okay. It's easy for us to go on set and shoot a movie. It's easy for me to go and shoot a movie and to look maybe nice or something like that. But the distribution and the business pre-planning is what is usually hard. Because if I could be able to approach a sponsor and they can give me, let me say, 10 million, and I have like 10 sponsors to approach, or 100, and out of those 100, I raise about 25 million or 30 million, you get. And that's what my budget needs. I'll be able to pay the actors what they literally deserve to get, and everybody else. But if I have not got such funding, it's very rare to find a producer who will be crazy enough to get that money to invest into the project. It's usually very hard. So it's that kind of problem we are trying to deal with. Okay. We will only get to be able to get paid well when the producers have worked around the business side of producing film. You get exhausting these films, because the truth is the audiences are there to receive these films, but it's just our side. Okay. And I will not say that we are not marketing our films pretty well. We don't even have the budgets to market the movies. So we have to go back and think again. Like if let me say Airtel gets 100 producers this year coming to propose a film project, and the next year they get 100 producers still coming for the same thing, Airtel is going to start to pay attention and be like, why have we received 100 proposals from the film industry about funding their movies? So they'll pay attention. But because there could be one person who goes to Airtel, or two or four, and it seems like our industry doesn't actually exist. But imagine if we have hundreds of producers who are knocking on every potential sponsor or potential investor's door asking for funding for film. These potential funders or investors are going to start to pay attention and be like, wow, so actually people, this thing is a big deal, because there is that demand for the funding and showing the need of it. Because to be honest with you, if I have funding for a film, full funding, I have pre-production funding, production funding, and post-production funding, and then the marketing and distribution funding for the project, it's going to be very easy for me to make the money back, because I have the marketing budget. You get. In Hollywood, they would make a movie at, let me say, $50 million. That's the, let me say, pre-production, production, post-production. And then for marketing and distribution, they spend $100 million. It sounds crazy, yes? But they will spend $100 million. And guess what? They will make $1 billion. You understand? Money makes money. So if we have the budgets that can be able to fund those marketing and distribution initiatives, it will be easier for us to make that back that money, because we will put up the advertising and the promotions that are required to attract those numbers to all those venues that we actually want. You get, and I believe even the artists themselves, even if they are famous, they still invest the money to market and advertise their events at the end of the day. So I'm looking at I'm looking at that perspective as me as a person in the long run. So we just have to go deeper into this whole thing and start to uh, to think business wise. Okay. We are only going to make our payments better if the other people, the producers themselves, they reinvent the wheel. Because yes, we let me say the actors. I'm speaking for literally everybody. The actors can easily sell off a project or advertise or promote in their respective efforts. But you don't expect an actor to invest a marketing budget for your film as a producer. That is crazy. You get, they can only do so much. They can only do uh, the little posting they can do, the talking around. But you, the producer, you have to put in the investment to advertise and market and sell this film nationally and internationally in any way you can. You get. So at the end of the beginning, it's always with the producer. It's the one who takes us to the business side, all the, you know, the losses. So it's just about that. That's what I think. Our payments only get better if the producers change the way they do the whole game, because they're the business. You understand? They're the business. So at the end of the day, we need them to upgrade. You get? I've seen like the biggest point of our producers are only passionate at producing the film and selling it to the small avenues that I'm going to talk about in the next question. But that's the way I could tackle. And don't forget that our question was saying, the one I'm actually trying to, the question that I'm trying to address. I'm trying to read it here. The question I'm trying to address is that I think this is a bit freezing. Let me check somewhere else where the question is. I think. Okay, the question was saying, in other countries, the movie industry is one of the best paid. Here it's the vice versa. But from a professional's perspective, what's the way forward? I think I've talked about the way forward. Producers just have to reinvent the wheel and look for funders, because that's when they will be able to afford to pay us and also market the films. Because even if you finish the movie now, you don't have the money to market the movie. You're going to say to just 500 people or 1,000, and that doesn't bring back your money. But if you can aim to sell to, let me say, 10,000 or 50,000 Ugandans, that would actually be a thing. You understand? So the returns justify why we're not paid well. The investments also justify why we're not paid well. So we have to maximize on the returns by reinventing the wheel of distribution and marketing, and that needs investment as well. You don't have to invest only in the film, but also in marketing the film and selling it, because that's where money comes from. That's where Hollywood beats us at. They invest a lot of crazy money in a film to market it, and then they make billions of dollars from that film. It's just simple science like that. So that's the way forward. Reinvent the wheel of distribution and marketing, invest in it, and then get funders who can give you the budget that can pay everybody when you're set pretty well. Because no matter how hard you're going to work, you may not raise that money, and you'll be crazy enough to invest that money into that film than buying land and constructing a farm somewhere. It's usually crazy. I usually say that producers don't actually get their own money to invest in the film. That's what I think. So producers who are watching, work on how you look for the funding, how you pitch and how you market. If you know how to market the film and all you need is money, the funder will give you that money because they will be convinced by your drawn plan of marketing and advertising and distribution. You understand? We're going to talk about distribution models after this. So that's where we are. I can't. What you should know is I can't see any comments, but I'm going to try to see if I can see them. But I can't see any comments. I'm just sharing. The new thingy I'm trying to work with can't let me see comments from you guys. But I hope you get what I'm trying to communicate. So we're going to what? We're going to the next one, the next question. Let me check it here. Let me check the next question. Next question is, we have only 30 minutes, so I will not use so much time. Give an orientation about the movie distribution in Uganda and challenges encountered in the process. Movie distribution in Uganda and the challenges that we encounter in the process. That is the question I have to tackle as of now. I'm trying to see if I can see comments, but it's quite hard to see them. Anyway, so movie distribution in Uganda. Uganda, I would say, has access to distribute film in all ways, in all avenues. We have all the platforms that we can distribute the film with, but we have those that have worked and those that are still struggling to work and those that are, never worked. But I'll break it down this way. A producer makes the film and finishes it. There are producers we have here in Uganda who make the film straight for DVD distribution. And DVD distribution is so used here because to some people who do it direct to DVD, it makes them good money. I've had producers selling thousands of copies in just a month or a week, doing DVD distribution, which is usually the last thing people do, but some people here begin with it because it seems to promise them the returns that they literally want because they can practically go and sell their DVDs and make back the money. Yes, but usually the order of this distribution thing has to be DVD coming last. But here we usually start with DVD. That is, there are filmmakers who make movies that they don't invest so much money in it in the film, and DVDs can easily make them back their money. They can invest like the 2 million or 1 million or 4 or less, and they don't pay people, of course, because there is no way you're going to pay any actor if you're going to do a budget of 2 million shillings or 5 million shillings. You will not pay them. That's the truth. Or all the crew people or anyone. So they make the movies without paying people. So if they made the movie at 2 million, they go and sell copies worth 3 million. They will jubilate because they believe they will make the money, but in actual sense, they have not made the money. That's what I see as a person, me. So what am I driving to now? What I'm driving to is that the DVD distribution doesn't make as much money, but it can make money if you invest in it. You get. If you invest in it, you can be able to make the money from it. The challenges literally faced by the DVD, of course, is piracy. That's the biggest thing. That if you don't sell your movie in the first 1 or 2 months, actually the first month, if you don't sell the copies you're aiming to sell, someone else is going to sell them for you. And for him, he will be selling his own. They are not made by you, and they will make the money from you. And they will become more richer than you because they have more selling points than you could actually ever get at that period of time. The other way people do is if they're not doing DVD, straight DVD, they are doing TV. They get the movie, sell to, let me say, these days we've been, since I think 2018, we've been having Power Magic that is buying people's movies. Then we have our local TV stations that some of them buy, some of them just get the movies cheaply or without paying anything because the producer wants to put the movie on the TV. So that also happens. So we have DVD and then TV. Those are the proven ones that if you make your movie, You're aiming at giving it to Power Magic so they could give you that $1,000 or $1,200, and that's how much they will pay you for for 2 years. So if you made your movie, let me say at 20 million, and the TV is buying the movie at 4, that means you're not going to pay back people if you have any debts. You will not pay all of them. You'll just cater for a few things or a few debts, and before you know it, you've not actually paid back the money. But if we had more TVs buying content in a different dimension, maybe would literally be people would be making money off that. Then people nowadays are using YouTube because they're gaining from the views. So they just put their movies on YouTube because they're like, we failed to make the money, so let people watch the movie on YouTube for free and get those views so we can monetize our account YouTube channels and then make the money back. There are people who will try that. I don't know how successful they are getting with that kind of model of distribution, but yeah, we are yet to find out. Anyway, so those are the channels that we literally have. The other thing people usually do is, of course, they get their movie. After doing it, they premiere. People who don't do DVD directly, they do TV. So before they do TV, they first do their movie premiere and see if they can collect some small money from that or from sponsors of that premiere event. And then they check it to maybe CinemaUG or any other TV channel that can actually buy the film. And usually premieres don't make the money back. They're just for showbiz. You spend more money setting up the event, and before you know it, you don't even have the money that you ought to have. So it is usually a very challenging situation because premieres don't even make the money back. A few do, so it's usually a challenge there. And then the TVs are also paying less. So I think now you can see how hard it is for people to be paid so well because even the available channels don't bring back that crazy money that we dream to get. Yes. The question did ask for a way forward of how we can make this distribution better. Okay, there have been some platforms that have come of distribution, like some theatrical shows. I saw Uganda Cinema Night showing movies every first Wednesday of every month. I don't know how the situation is going to be because of the COVID now. Um, People can easily sell DVDs during the COVID situation, but it's hard for you to organize a movie premiere now. I had to cancel a premiere that I had to have in Kampala because of that. So I don't know about the gatherings, how they are going to be at the end after this whole situation is done. Then the other thing is with what? The other platforms that are actually existing besides the Uganda Night, there is that Victoria Film Distribution that does movies at the cinema. It's had stopped before COVID came in. I don't know if they're going to come back. And then we have some online platforms that are coming up. We've had about Airtel TV. Um, there are other hidden platforms that are actually happening where people are what? Where people where people go and watch films, but they have not yet done uh, like much massive establishment of those channels. So there is no proof of how good they are earning the money back to the people. Airtel TV is running. I don't know how people are benefiting from that, but people watch movies there. There's another platform coming up called Ibo World where people will be watching movies without internet, without paying for internet. They just go and buy the film and then they watch or buy that specific clip they want. So I don't literally know what how much valuable it's going to be, but because it's based on people not using internet, maybe it will attract more people. But we don't have as much. And I believe as a country, we need to have so many distribution points of our films beyond just DVD. Yes, DVD can make us money if we can sell in all regions of Uganda, but it's not always a guarantee that every movie will make the same money. Okay. Then, oh, I see a comment. So then there is the DVD distribution will actually do make money that could be able to pay the producers and pay everybody else. But there is some little crazy politics that is happening behind that, and the people who are running such platforms, they usually front their movies to fast sell before other people's movies sell, so it becomes hard. And maybe they have movies are not still marketed so well, and I think our distribution will only get better if there is demand for these films. You get, and how is demand going to be created? Consistency in marketing and advertising. You get, so that people could be yearning to get this movie. There are some filmmakers who are already selling enough DVDs to make their money back, but not enough to pay everybody who they worked with. So we literally have a bigger problem to deal with when it comes to the business of Ugandan film in general. But the platforms available can't sell you pretty well. We don't have enough cinemas in here, and maybe the online platforms are coming up. Maybe people will actually get dived into that because the world is so digital now. People have internet, people have smartphones, people have smart TVs, and all that. Maybe things will get better, but we only have an issue of getting you, the audiences, to watch the movies, to get exposed to them, because yeah, we don't have the budget to actually bring the movies to you, and it needs budget as well. So it's not just about us making the movie and then we bring it to you. We have to package it. We have to do all sorts of plans to project these films to you in general. So it's usually that hard. Okay, but usually I've talked about what happens in Uganda distribution wise, but usually the usual way people do this film distribution thing is they make the movie, and they sometimes first do a premiere or do a festival run, then they do an actual premiere in the country, of origin. But one of the two comes first. Sometimes the premiere comes, then they go to festival run, or festival run, then they go to premiere. After the festivals and premiere, then they go down to cinemas. Was premiere once you premiere, the following let me say week or the following day, the release is there. For the following month, the release is there in all cinemas. We have very few cinemas here. We have I think 4, 5. We have the one in Barara. We have the, around 2, 3 in Kampala. Then in Entebbe, there are just a few cinemas that I did a breakdown that if you do your marketing so well, the cinemas we have in the country, and you're getting people to seek in and they are full, you can't make more than 100 million for a 1 week release in all these cinemas. So it's tricky. If we had more cinemas, then maybe, and then more massive marketing, then maybe it would have been actually better. We have these small video shuttles, the vivandas, cinema halls, video halls basically, that are many. I once saw a structure of distribution of those cinema halls whereby producers will literally earn crazy money from those vivandas, but the people who are spearheading that distribution structure, I think they later had some personal problems and issues, and they ended up not, keeping up with the dream of distributing their content, and it died from there. I've seen structures come up, and people stop. Like they don't get to. People stop to distribute their movies because of those personal funny non-business oriented things that keep on happening. So it's another issue all in general. But from the perspective that I know, it's mainly because we have what we have a problem of consistency and thinking in the business side of everything, and we need people who are not emotional like us. I talked about this in the previous video, that we need to have people who are in here for the business, and they they enforce the business aspects of the film in general, because for us we are just artists who are trying to also become advertisers and marketeers, yet we can't. But if there, um, but if there is a way more other people can actually intervene, and we get our own balance also of the industry who can come and now imagine if Balam buys your premiere and does the marketing himself, he would make back the money. But he doesn't understand our business model at the end of the day. So we need to get our own balance as well, who do not make movies, but they are here to invest in the distribution only. They come invest and then they make the money. Maybe the VJ Juniors or the VJ Jingles or whatever it could be. Now they don't make the movies, but they're only investing in the distribution and they make back their money. Because if, let me say, I make a movie and the movie is worth 50 million and all I need back is 100 million, and then that distributor can sell up to 300 million, the other 200 million may be theirs, and may I take my 100 or my 70 million or whatever it is, and the industry keeps on going. But we don't have that because for us, we are very stingy with our projects. You don't want to give it out there. You don't want to use all the crazy risks of advertising the film to bring the audience to it and they pay for it. So it's usually that. We need people who have the heart that can mercilessly market the film and attract as many people as possible to pay for it and watch it. Because I imagine if Balam took on a film and is doing shows in every region, as a bigger hall or something, he would literally make crazy cash. Or he uses these vivandas to showcase these movies, he would make crazy cash. But I can tell it to you now, but and then you tell me why don't you do it? I'm not that person. Me, I'm a filmmaker. I can make movies. So I need to employ or hire or attach someone who has the business side and can go in hard. Like how I go in hard to shoot that movie, they can go in hard to exhaust the money from that film in all possible ways. Okay. So I was talking about the distribution model that after the cinema release and video hall releases, people they advance to TV. They sell to all the TVs that the world has. You get. So imagine if we had our own distributor who distributes to our local TVs. Now there is a way he can convince the TVs to give him the money to buy our content, yeah, in bulk, and then he just gets it to the people in one way or another. That could actually be another thing, but it's usually us who take our movies there. We don't have a core distributor or distributors who be like, you when you finish your movie, you come to our house, or even before you make your movie, uh, come to us, we talk about it, then we plan for its release, such that when you finish your movie, all you do is you give it to us. We go make the money and come back and give you the money. That could be a thing, but we don't have that here yet. But we need such a thing in our industry to be able to develop and be able to pay people their worth, or to pay people enough money that they can actually earn. Yeah, I don't know if I've really exhausted that question pretty well, but that's how I would actually approach it in that perspective. Um, yeah, besides the TV, they sell to even airlines. Airlines buy movies at sometimes 2,000, sometimes more, $2,000 per month or more. So there's that avenue as well. Selling your movie to a plane, the plane buys the film, but you can't directly go to the plane and take them the movie. You need a distributor to do that. So if we had a distributor in Uganda or distributors in Uganda who understand distribution at a larger scale, but for them, you only finish your movie and you give it to them. It will it will be literally helping the industry in one or another. So we need serious distributors, not distributors who are filmmakers like us, who have their own selfish or personal, grudges with other people. That's what is happening to us. That we have people who distribute films here, but they have those little, I don't know, that hate, that grudge, that I don't know. It's kind of disturbing that we end up not selling because people are just fighting each other and not looking at the other business side of everything. That we could actually use those people to advance and sell our films. Okay, some people just come to create a distribution platform out of excitement, without even planning to have like a 5-year run of, okay, I want to make a movie, but I want to make a movie distribution platform, but how are you going to be surviving for the first 5 years? Do you have a plan of survival and all that kind of stuff? So we literally get hit by such issues as people in the industry, and I pray we get to cross that. I pray for a savior in that department of film distribution and marketing, because if you're a producer and you have a marketeer, even before you make your movie, they will be the ones to approach the Airtels, the Coca-Colas, that you don't go there, they just go and pitch your project, then you go in there, because for them, they understand the business of cinema. So we need people who are business minded and can invest their brains of business, because if you're a marketeer watching this and you come and you understand the way film works, trust me, you can be able to approach sponsors and you get money that is even more than what the budget needs to be made if you can convince them. So if we can get people who can convince these people, the marketing people who can convince the investors that, yo, this is a big deal because of ABCD, we're going to cast ABCD and all that, to commercialize the whole project, we will do a good job. We will do the film and all that. So we either need to create those people within ourselves that only specialize in that, or we're going to always be suffering with us trying to go back and forth. Is it Emmanuel Sirioi Awori? It says, sorry, I came late. Did you talk about the government interference in innovative projects that can boost the industry? Yes, we need, okay, government intervention is really necessary in one or another. Okay, there is a lot that I would really want to say about that. Maybe I will talk about that in the next episode next Friday. The government can do things that can put us in order. That's what I know. It can do things that can put us in order, because for us, we are too friendly. We are treating this like a family business, like the losses we eat there, we be like, yeah, we can cut our losses, it's okay, we can keep on. A filmmaker will make a movie today and tomorrow and the other time, like 5 movies when they are making losses, and they will still make the movies because they have the passion. And that is not healthy for the industry. We need people who only aspire to make the movies and make the money out of them, but every movie makes some money at the end of the day. Not to work somewhere else, then you invest into the film, and then the film doesn't make the money and all that. We need to be able to invest in film and earn in film. You get, we invest and earn, invest and earn. If I can invest 20 million today, and I know that in 1 year I'll make 100 million, then that 100 million can make me 3 other movies, and then you get, it keeps on growing bigger. But we don't have that yet because our distribution is actually harder. Government can maybe say put for us a film commission, but what the government can do is to put up policies and structures that can help to have us safely run our projects, because we could say we don't have access to locations, but we have access to locations if we go through the protocols that write this letter, and this letter. We only say we don't have access to locations because we are impatient, but I believe every location can be gotten. We've had filmmakers who have gotten ammunition, police hours, soldier ammunition, or guns and whatever. People who have gotten cars, and I believe someone can even get a plane. It's just about going through the protocols and being patient. You get, so the government can only endorse us, and then educate. I think we need more education than anything else, and then specialization, because if we have our own marketing people who can approach the funders, then the government may not have to do anything. You get, because the government doesn't do anything for music, maybe, and the music just keeps on doing its thing. So it's just about us to get some things in the road. I know people talk about copyright, piracy, and all that. That happens everywhere. I think our biggest problem is selling to the people. We don't have that market. We have the market, but we don't have that advertising and marketing plans to enforce these markets to bring them closer to us, so we could actually pay for our film, to give them reasons to pay for it. We don't have that connection, and we are trying to figure out how to build it. Sometimes you can do it in one project, the other project you don't, or you get busy at something because you're multitasking, you're the producer, and you have to also that was the marketing personnel, and you have to so many other things that get to be on your plate. But if we have people who can stand in for those things, then I believe the government would not be a problem. Like if we have, because now, if you can go to Airtel and you convince them and they give you a 1 billion shillings, why do you need the government? Just get the 1 billion shillings and then invest in the project. Pay for the licenses if you need to film in the city, or the drones or whatever it is. Invest in your advertising and marketing. Create your own avenues of exhibition and sell your film. You'll make the money back. Sell your movie, maybe in Uganda or all over the world. Just try to find avenues of how you can distribute it. Because the platforms are there, it's just about us exploiting them. Okay. We only need to have people who can operate in these departments pretty well. Because even in Hollywood, you will not find Spielberg marketing the film. You get, but he will have agents or marketing personnel who will market using the name what Spielberg. That okay, this film is going to be done by Spielberg. We need, let me say, $1 billion, and then the father will be like, no, we're giving you 300 millions, and then they will go on like that. You get, so it's just about that, getting the people who are marketing people. I've been on a project before with someone who was good at marketing, but for him, he called himself a producer, and he convinced someone to give him 100 million. You get, and he got that money, but everyone got paid. I also got paid, though I'm still demanding money, but I got paid, and then the project was done. But because the producer wasn't good, he was only good at marketing, that he could convince anyone to give you the money, and you would get that money. So basically, government is necessary, yes, but I think there is more to that. The business side of the film is the thing that we need. We need to have, I don't know if there are any marketeers who are watching here. I'll tell you, marketeers, film is, you can make the money from here if you market for us. Imagine you can go and you convince a sponsor to give you 50 million and you get your 30% off that money. That's some good business for you. And all you have to do is to speak and use the presentations that we give you, and you get the other things. Mr. Keys is online. I said, do you think in one or the other, the lack of a film policy in which we operate is affecting our industry more? Okay, yes, we are affected by the lack of a film policy. That's very, very true. We are. But we have more problems that are affecting us within than the lack of having a film policy, because no one has stopped you from selling the film or marketing your film. You understand? Or doing things the way that the professional industry has to operate. Okay. But we are relying more on what is lacking, like what the government should do, than looking more at what can we do as the industry. Because what we need is the money. And the people who have our money are there in this country. They are there. Oh man, we saw people donating hundreds of millions to COVID, man. And I was like, what? All those are Ugandans investing, donating money for COVID. Yes, it was for the cause of the problem and all that. But these are the people you can still go and convince about your project if it's a business venture and it's in their agenda, like how I talked about in the previous episode. And they will give you that money. And trust me, if you have the right budget and the right mindset and the knowledge of how to use that budget to make your money back, you can make your money back. You get, whether you have the film policy there in action or not. You get, because we are not yet shown the relevance, because we are not yet projecting that business side of the cinema world. You understand? The taxes, we're not as evidently paying them, we're indirectly paying them. We don't have any initiatives that the government looks at and they're like, wow, the industry is doing something. We have just a few that are a bit hidden and all that, but we're not as sounding as, let me say, the music industry or as the agriculture sector. Okay, but we can always come and say, I think I'm out of time. I have 2 minutes, but we can maybe I could do longer because of the interaction we had earlier. I don't know if I should go longer than this, but what I was saying is that we always keep here talking. We say, Simanya, after all, in Nollywood, film comes second to oil. It's the biggest earning, whatever. What have we done about our industry? You get? Did they first get a film policy? No. What is the trick? It's the business side of everything. That's what I think. It's just about our mindset connecting into that direction and getting uh, ourselves organized in that perspective. Because once you can get the budget or you can get the funding and you have the knowledge of how to use that funding to make more money, you're going to make more money. But if you don't, you'll always say the film policy is affecting me. Is the film policy affecting you, stopping you from going to a funder or a sponsor to convince them to fund your project? No. Is the film policy affecting you from getting a license to shoot in the Kampala city because you can always go and pay the money and you shoot? Is the film license affecting you from paying your actors? Is the film policy affecting you from being in contract with the people you're working with? Is the film policy affecting you from being a loyal producer to your project or to treating it with respect? Is the film policy causing all that to you? I don't think it is, because that is your own position of resting or comfort zone. I'm sorry if I'm being a bit harsh, but that's what I think. So we should first set our minds off the crying of film policy or piracy, but figure out if piracy is there, what can we do about it? How can we work with it? How can we work alongside it to be able to earn our money back in one or another? You get. But for us, we want to be like, I get an idea of a story now, and in 2 months or 3 months from now, I want to shoot because I've gotten Samka 5 million or Samka 10 million. Okay. I'm also a victim of that kind of thing, but I know that it's not the right thing, and I'm trying to rework on my mindset to change that. Imagine what would happen if you had a full year of you marketing your film to these funders before it comes public. You understand? And when they fund you, you come and you do massively with it because you follow the plans you did. But the problem is, you go to your funder, your budget, let me say, is 100 million to make your movie. And when they give you the 100 million, you'll be like, yeah, no, sorry. I will be like, I will not use this money to make this movie. Let me use only 10 out of the 100, and you take this 90 to your family business, to your personal business. You know what? That money is going to affect you. The 90 million you didn't put on the project because it had to serve some purposes, you're going to end up compromising, and you don't have the money to market your film, to sell it, to make back the money because you ate the money that you had to invest into making the money. You understand? If you have a budget that is well elaborated and you can convince a funder to give you that money, I don't think there would be a fault whether you have a film policy or not. You get it's just about us getting our films to the audiences as much as possible. You get the film policy is going to come when we seem relevant in the industry, in the whole arts industry, or in the whole business of the economy of the country. You get if we have visible proof that we brought in economic value to the country, that will be projecting something. And I believe once we can be in that position, the film policy will come. Okay. But they'll be like, so we're going to use the film policy, but what are you going to do? What are you doing? What are we showing? What advancements are we showing? Okay. Okay, Irene Zawi, I've seen your comment. I don't know what you guys think. Should I keep on talking or I stop? Because I think time is up, but since we had a delay of the other thing that affected us, maybe we should, yeah, elongate a little bit of the session if that's okay with you. Irene Zawi says, have filmmakers tried calling for or recruiting film marketers at the time the film is ready to be on the market and they refuse to take up the jobs? I always see filmmakers relying on actors who have no marketing knowledge and not even interested in marketing to do the marketing. What do you say about this? Okay, the thing is, I have not yet employed or hired or recruited a marketeer. I have not yet, but I want to try. I want to start. I have not yet done that as a person, but I want to start because we need that. We need to recruit those marketers and maybe facilitate them to move from door to door and they be able to fight for us to get some money. I think I would really love to hire one, and I pray I get one this year or the following years, and I start to run business in a proper mind. But there are people who pose as marketers and they don't literally bring you business, and there are those who are literally good. But filmmakers, maybe some are trying to hire marketers, but most of the filmmakers I know that I work around with do not hire marketers. They are their own marketing people, and they even force the actors to market the film, thinking they would market it as extensively. That's something like that. You're right, the actors don't have the knowledge of marketing. All they can do is posting and talking about they're in the movie, and that's all they can do. But we need more than just that. We need to explore more avenues of marketing and advertising. We need to go wide and wide. And the only way to go through that is when we have the marketing budget. And who gets us the marketing budget? If we had a good marketing personnel in the beginning of the project, who can source for us the funding we need, and we can give that project enough time, let me say a period of 1 year to market it to potential funders and sponsors, then maybe we would have a better environment, because that's what I think. We only fail because we rush, because when I have a script I love, I am so excited, I am so turned on to do that story. And I forget that, oh, I need to look at the business side of it. And before I know it, I've already called the people. So I can't go back to now say, let me go back and market. I want to get it out of the way. I've got to make a small money. I go do the film. Then after I'm like, so how am I going to market the film? I don't have a way to do that. So it's just that. Yeah, I don't know if there is any other question. I don't know if there is another question, but yeah, I hope you guys have been trying to help me share it around with all your friends, because I've been trying to do the same. But yeah, I hope I've exhausted most of these questions. If there is any other question, please pass it on. If there isn't, then I may have to sign out in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Yes. Yeah, but I believe I've addressed most of your queries as I hope I've exhausted these points really. I'm waiting if there is any question. Okay, so like how I said in the beginning, our sessions are going to be happening every Friday from 3 p.m. to 4:30. Today we just had a problem that made us extend 7 minutes more beyond our time. We had a network issue that I think I'll resolve. If there is anyone who has maybe a Wi-Fi router who can sponsor us with that, that will be awesome. I'm using my phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot. That's why when someone tried to call me, it interrupted with the network and everything fell apart. But maybe we need to get. I need to get a Wi-Fi router for the session and put on money or data, so I could be able to access you every now and then, such that I don't have to have an interruption, because when I have a Wi-Fi router, no one will call that router to be able to mess up the whole interaction and everything. Yeah, we've been CinemaUG, the people who are it's a branding. I think it's a branding marketing platform for the industry. They have a website, www.cinemaug.com. You can go there and check out more details about them, and they have a database there where you can sign up and put your details as an actor, as a filmmaker, or anything. And they have an app on Google Play Store. It's CinemaUG. It's the CinemaUG app. You can go get that app. It will give you updates of what is happening in the industry, which movies are coming up, whatever, and all that. They have profiles of films there that you can actually read more about. And they have more initiatives coming that they will be sharing in the due time. And then, yeah, that is CinemaUG that has been it's the official sponsor of this show and the initiator. And then me, Kizito Samuel Saviour. I'm a filmmaker. I produce, I write, I direct, I shoot, I edit, and I also teach upcoming filmmakers in the departments that I know well. And yeah, then I also work under a company, the company that is also a sponsor of this show, that is Kyooto Media Group. We do everything film. If you want to uh, buy or pay for script writing services or script review or script editing, script doctoring, if you want to us to help you in hiring crew or casting or anything related to production related stuff, we are there. We don't do marketing because that's not our profession. We don't do marketing, but we do production. We are just technical people who can get your film from 0 to 100% of the production values and all that. Mr. Tees, I've seen your suggestion. Is it more possible to also always bring other people? Yes, we are hoping to, in the next episodes that are coming in the near future, we are hoping to host other people, producers and marketeers and all that who can share with us perspectives from their side. I only took on the initiative to spearhead the show, to host the show because beginning and to create the relevance of its existence. So the more it picks up, the more people we're going to be having in here who can be sharing thoughts with us in one or another. And then, yeah, they'll be sharing with us their experience in the industry and what they are playing, and maybe marketeers who can advise us in one or another. And yeah, those we can actually be getting, and the actors and so on and so forth. Yes, that's what I can say about that. Yeah, we hope to have more people on the show. Yeah, I think now it's time for me to sign out. Yes, I've talked about the sponsors. If you want to join us as a sponsor, kindly inbox CinemaUG or WhatsApp on that contact that is always with the artwork of the episodes, and we shall pick it up from there. And we hope to see you soon. Uh, Keep staying home, stay safe, wash your hands, sanitize, and stay healthy, stay creative. If you are just a fan of cinema, keep on supporting us, keep on following us, and if you're there and you realize the issues that I've talked about, you can put something onto it. Feel free to join the industry and let us hustle through this journey together. I've been talking more of what has not been going right and what is literally happening because that's the situation. We have some lighter moments, but they are not as light should be. Where filmmakers have done some developments, have been able to have their films on different channels and so on and so forth. But still, we've not yet broken that gap of getting people paid enough as in regards to what the first question was asking. And the problem of distribution is affecting everything. And the problem of marketing the film as a whole and producing as a whole, it's literally affecting most of the other elements that are happening. And I hope that as the industry keeps on growing, we shall be able to get more people. Yeah, I think I'm about to sign out now. Thank you for watching. It's been a pleasure. I'm sorry for the technical delay that we had earlier, but I hope this discussion has been a good one for you. And we hope to interact with you more, and we hope to host some of you here so you can also share with the viewers what you think. And yeah, we step by step will make the industry better. Yes. And thank you for watching. See you soon. Sorry for the delay. And yeah, we'll be getting better and better every now and then. We shall improve the quality of the camera, sound, lighting, and everything else. Sorry for wherever we went wrong. And bless you. Thank you.